Mike Golic's long run on ESPN Radio reached its end Friday morning with the final Golic and Wingo show signing off. Between 18 years co-hosting Mike and Mike with Mike Greenberg and the past 4 years with Trey Wingo, Golic has been the voice of ESPN Radio mornings for the past 22 years. Friday's show wasn't entirely a 4-hour victory lap for Golic, packed full of tributes, memories, and guests. There was still sports talk, as Golic, Wingo, and Mike Golic Jr. recapped and reacted to Thursday night's restart of the NBA season. The Athletics' Jayson Stark called in to talk about MLB's difficulties with COVID-19 in its first week. And Iowa football coach Kirk Ferentz was also a guest on the show. But there was plenty of reminiscing throughout the show with favorite clips and outtakes from Mike and Golic and Wingo played before and after commercial breaks. Several of the clips provided a reminder that Mike and Mike, especially, wasn't just a simulcast of a radio show on TV. There were bits made for television with Golic doing physical comedy or dressing in goofy outfits. As fans of Golic might expect, many of the moments were self-deprecating. One guest that could be expected for Golic's final show was former Georgia Tech, Alabama, and Kentucky football coach Bill Curry, who was also a college football game analyst for ESPN. While looking back at his radio tenure on Sarah Spain's podcast earlier in the week, Golic said Curry was one of his favorite guests, citing his wisdom and soft-spoken voice that would draw listeners' attention. "I wish our friendship started earlier, but we know it'll last for the rest of our lives," said Golic, going on to tell Curry that he was one of the people he respected most besides his father and one of his high school coaches. "I love you and appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you, hopefully sooner rather than later." Stugotz Jon Weiner, from the Dan Le Batard Show, who appeared on Golic and Wingo each week, also called in to send Golic off with some kind words. "When we first got to ESPN, not too many people embraced us," said Stugotz. "Not too many people embraced me. You did. Thank you for that. You embraced me, you embraced my style. You allowed me to do a couple of shows with you. You put my name in a lot of executives' ears. I don't know if a lot of people know that." But the final hour of the show belonged to Golic and his family, which has been a part of his broadcasting career for so long. No offense to Wingo, who graciously ceded the stage to his co-host in those final moments. It's been a huge part of Golic's appeal over the years, bringing listeners into his family, but also making him extremely relatable to the audience. Golic has talked about mothers expressing appreciation for doing radio that they could listen to while taking their kids to school, and incorporating his wife and children into stories he'd tell on air was a big part of that.